Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, a retired archbishop feels uneasy as the constitutional referendum approaches. But first,
the chairman of the Constitutional Commission says fears that tomorrow's referendum will lead to same-sex marriage are unfounded. That story straight ahead.
A prominent pastor gives his final push for a no vote on Bill 4 in tomorrow's referendum. That story straight ahead on our news.
Welcome to our news. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, as voters across the country prepare to cast their ballots in tomorrow's constitutional referendum, there are many who believe the government is trying to advance a hidden agenda. While Constitutional Commission Chairman Sean Mcweeney is weighing in on the issue for the final time before voters head to the polls. Dana Smith reports.
Much of the consternation surrounding the amendment bills has been centered on Bill number 4, which, if passed, will make it illegal to discriminate based on sex, with sex being defined as male or female. But unfortunately, Mcweeney said, there are many people in the Vote No campaign who've gotten completely carried away and have taken the bill in the completely wrong direction, believing the passage of tomorrow's referendum will somehow lead to same-sex marriage.
This is nonsense. This is a total fantasy. This argument that people like Jones, Sawyer, and others are putting, this is not an argument. It's a hallucination. It's a hallucination which has no basis in fact whatsoever.
Mcweeney explained Bill number 4 is simple and only boils down to whether or not you believe men and women should be treated equally under the Constitution. It has nothing to do with same-sex marriage, and the continued anxiety that it does is completely unfounded.
The question is put, do you believe that men and women are equal and should be treated equally? Answer, I don't believe in same-sex marriage. It's a complete non sequitur. It has nothing to do with the question. There's no hidden agenda. The clearest example of this, the argument is that the government is hostage to some international LGBT agenda. I mean, this is total nonsense. This is like the old stuff about the Illuminati and all of these shadowy international conspiracies. It's total madness.
Mcweeney said the issue of same-sex marriage is a phantom issue and a complete red herring. In fact, he said if you are against gay marriage, the logical thing to do would be to vote yes. The word sex is already in the Constitution by way of Article 15, but it has no definition. Mcweeney also noted that Article 26 allows for the Constitution to discriminate with respect to marriage, but not explicitly on the basis of sex. If Bill number 4 passes, then the word sex will be defined in Article 15, and Article 26 will allow for explicit discrimination in marriages on the grounds of sex. But if Bill number 4 does not pass, then the Constitution will stay exactly as it is, without explicit discrimination based on sex, and leaving the word sex open to interpretation by the Privy Council.
The problem you have then is that the word sex is undefined. Leaving it open to the Privy Council to define it. They will say, well, you people in the Bahamas had an opportunity to define it. You could have narrowed it, male and female, thereby precluding sexual orientation, but you chose to vote against it, and you chose to leave the law as it is. So we're going to change our historical position on Article 15 and say that it does have enforceable effect, and the word sex is already there, and we're going to define it as including straight and gay.
And as for Dame Jones Sawyer's comment that the entire referendum is unnecessary, Mcweeney said that's not the case, explaining if the referendum fails, then the supreme law of the land will continue to reflect unequal treatment for men and women, denying women certain rights that are guaranteed to men. Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Thanks, Dana. Well, after nearly 2 months of town meetings, prayer services, and informational forums, co-founder of the Save Our Bahamas organization, Pastor Mario Moxie, says he's confident a no vote will prevail tomorrow. Jasmine Brown has more in this report.
Moxie says he believes their campaign over the past 7 weeks has been effective and that they've gotten their message across to thousands of Bahamians. Since its launch, those pastors behind Save Our Bahamas have continued to campaign against Bill 4, which would make it unconstitutional to discriminate based on sex. The pastors believe it could lead to same-sex marriage. Moxie says whether the majority of people vote yes or the majority votes no to that bill, he predicts the road ahead will be turbulent.
Our position as pastors, as far as being able to perform marriages, will be challenged, and so that will probably be the next thing that we'll have to begin to prepare for. If there is a no vote, then our next steps is to begin the process of enshrining marriage or defining marriage in the Constitution of our nation between a man and a woman.
Moxie declined to say how the pastors planned on ensuring that happens, saying he preferred to see how the referendum plays out. Over the past 2 months, the Vote No pastors have come under heavy criticism from politicians and other religious leaders who support a yes vote. Over the weekend, Prime Minister Perry Christie released a statement urging voters to ignore the paranoid voices in the debate. Christie also insisted the referendum has nothing to do with same-sex marriage. Despite the Prime Minister's recent reassurances, Moxie says he is still not convinced.
Let's have an honest conversation. Let's not try to pull the wool over anybody's eye. Let's not try to be dishonest in any way, but just have a real honest conversation and allow the people to make a decision based on the facts.
As for how he feels about their campaign over the past few weeks, Moxie says they have done all they can to educate the public. He says it's now in the hands of eligible voters.
Our position have been to vote your conscience on bills 1, 2, and 3 and to vote no on bill 4. But when you walk around the community, everybody is saying vote no, 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 hell no. So we want to make sure that when people go into the booth to vote, that they just simply mark an X and nobody puts hell on the ballot. Otherwise, the ballot would be spoiled.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Thanks, Jasmine. And retired Anglican Archbishop Drexel Gomez says the recent controversy surrounding the referendum has left him feeling uneasy. And while he supports all 4 bills, he's hoping Bahamians will vote according to their own understanding. Simone Davis reports.
Bishop Gomez, who previously voiced his opinion on the constitutional referendum and expressed his support of the 4 bills, asserted that he's uneasy about Bahamians voting on the 4 bills without first understanding them.
My fear is that, as I listen to some of the comments, that there are many people who have not read the bills or who are going on hearsay, which is rather unfortunate because of the importance of the issues. People should have taken the time to try and read and study and to see and determine for themselves what the bills are actually saying.
Gomez said he thinks it's regrettable that so much confusion has arisen over such a simple process. The retired Archbishop reiterated his previous comments that all of the bills are solely designed to address discrimination and bring about equality for men and women. Many have publicly stated that they're voting no on the bills tomorrow because the country's constitution already addresses these issues and it's only a matter of interpretation. Others have campaigned against Bill 4 because of the fear that it would pave the way for same-sex marriage. Gomez said any thoughts or comments that the government has a hidden agenda with the referendum is just plain stupid.
Now, I don't see how anyone with a degree, a modicum of common sense, could possibly be opposed to them.
Gomez said he fears that if this referendum fails, the Bahamas would be known as a regressive nation.
If we fail to do that, we will be the laughingstock of the Caribbean. We will be listed among the most regressive nations in the world. And I lament the fact that too many of our Bahamians have not given that the kind of attention that it deserves.
Reporting for our news, I'm Simone Davis.
Thanks, Simone. Still to come, the Abaco Christian Council encourages voters to cast their votes tomorrow.
A woman appears before the magistrate's court accused of stealing over $500,000. That and more tonight on our news.